Welcome. In this episode, I wanted to express my thoughts on another film. The Fountain is a critically acclaimed 2006 film directed by Darren Aronofsky. The film is a non-linear narration of three stories. A scientist who wanted to save his wife from cancer. A soldier who started on a journey to deliver his country from bondage. An immortal man in space traveling towards a dying star. These stories are so interwoven that you cannot pass judgment on one unless as a whole. Director might have expected us to understand it in a certain way. Philosopher Michael Foucault says in structuralism, the other disappears. That means the audience are free to understand the text in whatever way. The more limits the audience put aside, more the pleasure they receive from artistic work. His wife doesn't have much time. He is busy in his laboratory working towards a cure. Death is a disease just like any other, and it can be treated. There is a lot of restlessness in this character. You are not bound by the limits of nature. You do not identify yourself with past or the future. You are not bound by any morals of spirituality or society, but you have blind faith in science. Science is inadequate to inquire into topics like death, happiness, and grief because they need reflection. In science, we start with a hypothesis that is further investigated for falsifiability. For scientists, all of reality is just a bundle of atoms. But being, I believe, is more than just atoms. Will you deliver Spain from bondage? Upon my honor and my life. In all the three stories, there are connecting elements. There are nihilists who believe everything is meaningless, and there are some existentialists like Heidegger who said, the individual should give life his own meaning and live it to the fullest of his passions. Izzy started coping with inevitable. She adopts the Mayan version of birth and death. When we die here on earth, we will be reborn in Xibalba. Xibalba is a dying star Mayans chose as their underworld. Human condition can be compared to a man stuck on a cliff. Objectively, if you jump, you might die, but subjectively, you think it might be possible to survive. Faith is something that makes this kind of leap possible. It gives you hope. In all stories, there is some aspect of main character's life that is falling apart. Spain is falling. Only way to save it is to find the tree of life. The soldier sets on a mythical journey to find a tree that can grant immortality. His hope comes from a promise to live forever with his queen. Though he knows the journey is nonsensical, this idea fueled him. Faith in science stopped him from giving up. On her deathbed, Izzy shares an anecdote about a son coping with his father's death. His father died, but he won't believe it. If they dug his father's body up, he would be gone. So they planted a seed over his grave. The seed became a tree. His father became part of the tree. He grew into the wood, into the bloom, and when the sparrow ate the tree's fruit, his father flew with the birds. Death was his father's road to Av. Finally, Izzy took that leap. She believes. When she died, he planted its seed on her grave. You see an immortal man who is traveling in space with this tree, which he believes his wife was a part of, towards the dying star, where he wants to reunite with his dead wife. This immortal man was an extension of scientist into far future where he attained immortality but was unhappy without his love. The tree is dying. He should reach Shibalba before that happens. This part of the movie is only between the individual and the divine. At last, he found the tree of life. He drank from its sap. His body became tree's roots. They spread and formed the earth. His soul became the branches, rising up and forming the sky. It is death as an action of creation, but not the way he wanted. Humans are free. We are so free that at any moment we cannot be not free. There is a part of our consciousness that is unconscious. Our body, it does not have any reason to exist. There is not even any reason for my own existence. Trying to control things too much will only make you anxious. You need to believe. You need to accept what is objectively uncertain. When the immortal man realizes this, he finally accepts death. Death is the only way he can be with her forever. Our entire life, for that sake, is an anticipation of death. Death is an end to all our aspirations. It is an uncertain certainty. It is this what is being conveyed in this movie. I observed that 3 stories in this film are metaphors of 3 stages of spiritual evolution of individual discussed by Soren Kierkegaard in his philosophy. And the message is an extract from conclusions of Martin Heidegger's existentialism, so you can refer them for more information. These are my thoughts on Fountain. Please express your opinion in the comment section. Let me know how you felt about it. Thank you.